Simon Miller here from WhatCulture with the one and only Buff Bagwell. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
I'm very well. You're the third person to ask me how I am today. No one ever does. Now I'm really happy again.
Well, nobody really cares usually.
But my well-being. It's true. Nobody does.
No, about anybody's well-being.
Well, that's true
but I'm
too.
one of those guys that really do. I really do love people. I love interaction. I like talking to people, and to me, it means a lot for people to come out and ask for your autograph. That's a big deal, dude.
We wanted to talk to you genuinely because, you know, you were a major part of the Monday Night Wars back in the day.
Sure.
So seeing you think like this is exciting.
Sure.
I mean, firstly, before we do talk about that, what are you up to today? You know, what is the story of Buff Bagwell in 2018?
I'm trying to switch over to the movies. I've done several movies now with John Schneider, and I've done episodes with Kevin Nash on episodes called Living a Dream, and just trying to switch from A to B. But you know, that's not quite as easy as it sounds.
I can imagine.
From going A to B, at 48 years old. But at the same time, it's something we're trying to do, and at the same time, not real young anymore. So a lot of things are starting to fall apart a little bit. But I still feel great and still look fantastic, as you can see. So I'm still buffing, I'm still the stuff, and we're still trying to make it work.
And how do you feel physically nowadays? Obviously, because you were sort of at your height when the wrestling business was a lot more schedule heavy than maybe it is now.
I was really. I was so much young. I was younger. I was 10 to 12 years younger than all the major stars.
Yeah.
Your Nashes, your Halls, your Nashes, your Lugers, your Stings. Between 10 and 12 years younger, and that's a lot. That's a lot. But on TV, people think we're the same age.
Of course, because no one thinks about that, right?
They don't think about that. But when you really look at it, that's 10 or 12 years. So I did have a little more, health and a little less, injuries and things like that. But they caught up. They caught up. Yeah. So hip replacement, shoulder replacement, things like that. But I overcame those, and I'm just now, I would say, on the mend. Where I'm back in the gym, finally back in there full. And trying to be that person again.
Why not, man?
Buff is the stuff, right?
And am I right in saying you chatted to DDP about a lot of that stuff as well? I think we chatted to him the other day, and he said he was going to get you on the DDP yoga program.
We're doing a big bio right now with DDP because he's the fix-it guy, and he's going to fix me, and he will. And he's done tremendous things with me, and we've got it all on tape. And it will be something in the future for the fans to look at, to see a bio on me in Dallas that'll really, really, really shock people on how far we've gotten. So it'll be really cool.
And do you, because WCW obviously died almost 20 years ago now. But there was
years.
But it's still a lot.
When people talk to me about it and they look at me, because I still look fairly young, thank God. And so when they talk to me about it, they're all excited and they go, "When was that?" And I'll go, 20 years ago. And they go, "What?" And I go, "Yeah." So that kind of buzz kills it a little bit. They think, God, 20 years ago? But, dude, nothing has really stepped in place. You got the Bullet Club. You got things like that. And there's a lot of things that have made an attempt to be very popular. But nothing was as popular as the nWo, bro. And not because I was in it. Just factual.
People are walking around now in nWo shirts, and it's 20 years later.
Just factual, dude. It's just facts. But at the same time, I'm just glad to be part of that and to be able to say that I was in the, and really it's luck. Be lucky enough to be in that part of the generation of being in the nWo with all those stars.
Yeah. Do you ever miss it? Do you ever wake up? Have you ever upset that WCW wasn't able to make it past that day?
I'll let you answer that question for yourself, but yes. Yes. When Vince bought us out, the bad news is we knew it was over. The other bad news is we kind of thought we were so popular that surely somebody else will step in here and do something with this. And nobody ever did. And we kept thinking it would, till finally nobody ever did. So it was just kind of a weird deal. And it just ended up being, instead of being part of one of the greatest things of wrestling, which is the nWo, I think I was part of the biggest thing of wrestling, which is the nWo. Yeah. And I didn't want that. I wanted it to be part of it and for it to carry on and be bigger and better and be the business, But it just really never has topped, and that's why I still stay busy and stay busy.
And do you think, especially in 2018, we got streaming devices, the internet's bigger than ever. Do you think if it happened now, TV wouldn't have been as important because you could have gone on the internet, you could have,
How I answer this question is like, imagine if Jim Brown was a running back in the NFL today.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
if Jim Brown was in the NFL today, can you imagine? If computers were really popping when nWo was going on, we would have been much richer and much more famous.
Yeah.
But dude, it wasn't out there. So it's just timing, it's luck, it's everything. But it really is something you look back on. Like I said, that's a perfect example of. I think Jim Brown made like $30,000 a year.
That's crazy.
He'd make $30 million a year now.
Least, yeah, at least.
And so that's a good example. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. It's just timing. It's just timing. So. You just got to go what you got to go with and make the best of it and switch with the changes and go with it.
It's true. But you'll always have the memories. Buff Bagwell, thank you so much for your time.
Always, man.
And good luck with the future, man.
And remember, I'm Buff, and I'm always the stuff.
I know. I remember, and I always will.
Thank you,
always.
Always.